Have you ever heard a child say, "I'm just not good at this"? Maybe it happened during homework. Maybe while learning to ride a bike. Or perhaps after losing a game. Many children believe that if they can't do something right away, they'll never be able to do it. But what if that wasn't true? What if every mistake was actually helping their brain grow stronger? Today, we're going to discover how to help children develop a growth mindset. A way of thinking that encourages them to keep learning, keep trying, and see challenges as opportunities instead of obstacles. Let's begin with a story. Imagine two children taking the same art class. Their teacher asks everyone to draw a beautiful tree. When the class is over, one child looks at the drawing and sighs. It doesn't look perfect. The child crumples the paper and throws it away. The second child also notices mistakes. The branches are uneven. The leaves aren't quite right. But instead of giving up, the child smiles and says, "Next time, I'll make it even better." Both children made mistakes. So why did they respond so differently? The difference wasn't talent. It wasn't intelligence. It was mindset. One child believed mistakes meant failure. The other believed mistakes were part of learning. That's the power of a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities can improve with practice, effort, patience, and learning. Children who develop this mindset don't expect everything to be easy. Instead, they understand that becoming good at something takes time. Think about learning to walk. No baby stands up and walks perfectly on the first try. They wobble. They fall. They try again. Every fall teaches their brain something new. Eventually, those tiny lessons become confident steps. Learning works exactly the same way. Whether it's reading, solving math problems, playing football, painting, or making friends, every challenge helps the brain build new connections. That's why mistakes aren't signs that children should stop. They're signs that learning is happening. As parents, teachers, and caregivers, one of the greatest gifts we can give children is permission to make mistakes without feeling ashamed. When children know it's safe to try, fail, and try again, they become more curious, more confident, and much more willing to take on new challenges. So how do we help children build this powerful way of thinking? Let's explore some simple habits every family can practice. So, how can we help children develop a growth mindset every day? Let's explore 4 simple strategies that parents, teachers, and caregivers can use. Strategy 1: Praise effort more than talent. Imagine your daughter spends an hour building a model with colorful blocks. When she finishes, you could say, "You're so smart." It sounds encouraging, but there's an even more powerful response. Try saying, "I noticed how patiently you kept trying until it worked." Or, "You didn't give up, even when it became difficult." Why does this matter? When children are praised only for being smart, they may become afraid of making mistakes because they worry about losing that label. But when they're praised for their effort, persistence, and problem solving, they learn that success comes from practice, not perfection. Over time, they begin to think, "If I keep trying, I'll improve." That's exactly the belief we want to nurture. Strategy 2: Teach the power of yet. One of the smallest words in the English language can have one of the biggest impacts. That word is yet. Imagine your son says, "I can't ride my bike." Instead of agreeing or correcting him immediately, gently add one word. "You can't ride your bike yet." Suddenly, the sentence changes. Instead of sounding final, it becomes hopeful. The word yet reminds children that learning is a journey. It tells them, "You may not be able to do this today, but with practice, you can improve." Try using this idea in everyday situations. "I can't read this book, yet." "I can't swim, yet." "I can't solve this puzzle, yet." Each time children hear this message, they're reminded that progress takes time. Strategy 3: Welcome challenges. It's natural for children to choose activities they're already good at. But real learning happens when they try something new. Imagine a little girl learning to play the piano. The first song sounds slow and uneven. She makes mistakes almost every minute. She looks at her father and says, "Maybe I'm not good at music." Instead of saying, "Don't worry, you're great," he smiles and replies, "Every pianist started exactly where you are today. Every mistake is helping your fingers and your brain learn something new." Encouraged, she tries again. One note. Then another. Day by day, the music becomes smoother. The mistakes don't disappear overnight. But neither does her determination. Challenges stop feeling scary when children understand that they are signs of growth, not signs of failure. Strategy 4: Let children reflect. After completing a task, don't rush to judge the result. Instead, ask simple questions. What was the hardest part? What did you learn today? What would you do differently next time? These questions help children think about the learning process instead of only the final outcome. Reflection teaches them that every experience, whether successful or difficult, has something valuable to offer. Children who regularly reflect become more confident learners because they begin noticing their own progress. Instead of asking, "Did I win?" they start asking, "What did I learn?" And that's a question that leads to lifelong growth. Let's finish with a simple story. Imagine a young boy named Noah who dreams of learning to play football. On his first day of practice, he struggles to control the ball. He misses easy passes. He trips while running. At the end of practice, he sits quietly and says, "Maybe football just isn't for me." His coach sits beside him and smiles. "Do you know what I saw today?" Noah looks confused. The coach continues, "I saw someone who never stopped trying. You chased every ball. You listened carefully. You kept getting back up. Those are the qualities that make great players." The next day, Noah returns to practice. Not because he was suddenly the best player, but because he had learned something even more important. Success isn't about being perfect. It's about improving a little every day. Week after week, Noah became faster. His passes became more accurate. His confidence grew. Not because he avoided mistakes, but because he learned from them. This is the heart of a growth mindset. Children don't become successful because everything comes easily. They become successful because they believe they can learn, improve, and grow through effort. As parents, teachers, and caregivers, our words have incredible power. When a child says, "I can't do it," let's remind them, "You can't do it yet." When they make a mistake, instead of asking, "Why did you fail?" ask, "What did you learn?" When they face a challenge, don't rush to rescue them. Stand beside them. Encourage them. Help them discover that every challenge is another opportunity to grow stronger. Over time, children begin to understand that mistakes are not the opposite of success. They are part of the journey towards success. Remember, the goal isn't to raise children who never fail. The goal is to raise children who are brave enough to keep trying, curious enough to keep learning, and confident enough to believe in themselves. Those are the children who become lifelong learners, creative thinkers, and resilient problem solvers. Thank you for watching Bright Childs. If today's video inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share it with parents, teachers, and caregivers who want to help children develop confidence and a love of learning. Together, we can help every child discover that their greatest potential isn't determined by where they start, but by their willingness to keep growing. Before you go, have you ever wondered why some children happily take responsibility at home, while others avoid even the simplest tasks? What if small daily responsibilities could build confidence, independence, and a strong sense of responsibility? In our next episode, we'll explore practical ways to encourage independence, teach responsibility through everyday activities, and help children grow into capable, confident young people. Subscribe to Bright Childs, and we'll see you in the next video.